Hi there and welcome to Coffee Chat. My name is Rob Glass and I'm the superintendent of Bloomfield Hills Schools, and I'm delighted to be here with Courtney today, who's going to be my co-host and is going to do the interviewing.
Yeah, hi, my name is Courtney Zhu. I am a senior at Bloomfield Hills High School, and this year I am the editor-in-chief of the Bloomfield Hawkeye Web. Hi,
Well,
Mr.
thanks.
Glass, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm good. Today we're going to be covering a few topics, and they're all regarding the realm of education.
Okay.
We're going to talk about delaying school start times, Google Classrooms, and higher education.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so then we're going to conclude our interview with some fun questions.
All right, good.
Okay, so our first topic is about delaying the start time of school. So for example, starting school at 8:30 a.m. instead of 7:25 a.m.
Right.
While there is much controversy about this issue, there has been actually substantial research supporting the fact that starting school later is actually beneficial for students.
Right.
I was reading an article in Time magazine called The Power of Sleep, and the author actually said that sleep is no longer a luxury, but rather it is it's actually very critical to your health and development of your brain, especially in teenagers. And the American Academy of Pediatrics actually cited research saying that they supported delayed school start times in high schools. So more than 10,000 high schools have actually done this, and their students have shown significant improvement in grades and attentiveness in class. So that being said, has the idea of implementing later start times ever been brought up in the Bloomfield community?
You know, it hasn't come up in the community at large, like from parents or community members who are outside of the school system, but it has been brought up in the community by students and by other educators and people in the system. So actually we have a task force that's just starting up right now that's going to look at the possibility of doing this and what would be the implications of doing it. And it all started from some projects and some presentations given by students last year. It came up over and over again, and citing the same research you're citing.
Wow,
So we are going to take a look at it,
Yeah.
and if we can't do it right away, we might be able to, it might take a year or two of planning to get it going, but we're going to take a look and see if we can make it happen.
Yeah, and what do you think are the cons of starting school later?
Well, the cons are simply the logistics. Sometimes the busing schedules. So for example, this is a significant issue. Right now we run a 3-tiered busing system. So each of the 3 levels, elementary, middle, and high school, all run on a separate system, and we have just enough buses to get that done. So in order to have the high school start later, you would probably have to do some flip-flopping. So another grade level would have to probably trade spots. And you might think elementary, because they start at like around 9 o'clock, could just trade with the high school. But if we were to do that, then we would have really young children waiting at bus stops in the dark, really dark,
Yeah.
And that has some issues with it too.
Right.
So then you have to look at, well, can you trade with the middle schools maybe? But there are other ways of doing it other than just trading the routes. There could be some different models. So we have to look at all that. It's logistics, also athletics. We compete with in a conference with other teams, and so making sure that if students are starting later, they're getting out later, which means they may run into conflicts with their athletic practices, competitions with other schools who don't have a high school start time that is later, and or jobs, co-ops, recitals, music lessons, tutoring, all the other things would have to be moved. But it's not impossible, as you said. Thousands of other schools have made this